Here's the latest in our Green Minutes interviews. We're talking to Saskia Bayerl, a postdoctoral researcher on the COMPOSITE project. Hi Saskia. We know the COMPOSITE project involves 10 different countries. How does teleconferencing help?
It is a big help, because we have everything from UK, Spain, France, to Macedonia, Romania, Czech Republic. And you can imagine if you try to travel to all these different partners all the time, because we have a lot of conversations, of course, about, okay, we need documents, for example, how are they delivered, what is the status of activities. And if you try to do all this with travel and phone calls, it's really difficult, because with teleconferencing you have much more personal connection with the people. Especially at the beginning of the project, if you're not really familiar with the people, it's much easier to just can see them on the screen. And this is easier for relationship building and just getting things done.
So how many teleconferences do you organise? How often do they happen?
It depends. It depends really. I mean, there are periods of times where we don't have much contact, and there are periods of time we have a lot of contact because activities need to be done, there need to be documents delivered, we have deadlines. And in the run of these deadlines, for example, we have a lot of intimate conversations, and then we organise teleconferences. I mean, it can be like every third day, every second day, sometimes once a week, sometimes we have weeks where we do nothing.
Do you use voice and video?
Yes, usually we use Skype, which is quite neat, because I mean, you can talk with one partner, you can have different partners in there, and what is also very nice with Skype, you can exchange documents, and you can look at the same document at the same time, you can send documents through Skype. So if someone doesn't have the newest version, you just pop it into Skype and he gets it. And what you can also do, you can do screen sharing. So, for example, we had a question about a certain slide, and the partner said, "Okay, I have this slide here. I changed it a little bit," and he showed me the slides through his screen, and then we could discuss it right there through the video, and that's really comfortable. That's really good.
So my next question is, what would be the alternative? I guess a lot of emails and time delays.
A lot of emails, a lot of phones, and also personal meetings, of course. And I think teleconferencing is really a way to cut this really short.
Are there any differences between teleconferencing and face-to-face? Do you lose anything, do you think?
You can lose a little bit, especially if you have very complex conversations, and you have that makes it more difficult to do that through Skype. I think Skype or teleconferencing is most useful if you have very focused conversations and one really focused topic. You know what you want to talk about, you have a clear agenda, and that's what you can talk through. And it's also difficult if you have a lot of people in there. Because we have meetings sometimes with 15 partners, 20 partners, and doing that over teleconferencing is really difficult.
It is difficult, but you still do it, or?
We tend not to do it.
You try to keep groups small.
So the other thing is with teleconferencing, sometimes internet connections don't really work as well. So you lose someone, or the sound drops, and then you need to kind of start.
But do you think the benefits outweigh those disadvantages?
I think so, absolutely. Yeah, especially for small meetings.
Thank you very much.
Welcome.